Well, I totally agree with that. What I'm pointing out with counter intentions is that that energy that's going out is based on your counter intentions. Yeah. The energy that's going out is based on your beliefs. It's based on your mindset. It's based on your programming, most of which you're unconscious to. When we're born, we just start downloading information. We don't have a clue what we're doing. We're just into survival, and most people are trying to help us survive. They're not trying to help us thrive, and it's nothing to be negative about them. It's just that they were learning to survive. They're teaching you to survive, and all of this programming is unconscious. So when all the things that are coming to you are coming because of the law of attraction. If you don't like what's coming to you, you have to change the counter intentions, which are the beliefs that's bringing in and sending out the energy you're experiencing right now.
Dr. Janelle, you're talking about, in your book, what I understand, since I've read it a few times, that if we stop thinking with our minds and start feeling with our hearts, we're going to see more things happen in a positive way. Is that correct?
Well, my slant on that is that when you have an intention, you will manifest not what you want, but what you believe. And that matches what you're talking about. My background was as a holistic chiropractor for 22 years, and I use a technique called NET, which stands for neuro-emotional technique. And through using muscle testing, I'm able to find the moment where you store a Pavlovian that can create a counter reaction to what you actually want to have. We have with it, if you associate it, for example, if when you were a child, somebody told you that rich people are bad people, they're mean people, then you may associate money with that and you will never want to have money because it's associated with that. But when you, and there are so many of these that we can store in our physiology, but when you go into the heart, you're not in the past or the future. You're able to be totally in the present, and in those moments, you do not connect with these old patterns. When you're concentrated in your heart, the power of the intention that's pure, connected to the heart, will attract to you support and challenge. And it's important not to get confused that when you're getting challenged, it's actually bad for you. It just means that there's something that you still have not mastered yet that needs to be mastered so you can move on your way to really having what you would love in life. In my book, I give the example, this woman, she wanted to double her salary. So she started, intending, I'm going to double my salary. Following week, her boss calls her in and said, well, sorry, we have to cut down the hours by half because we need to downsize the company. And at first she went, oh goodness, this is not working. I've been wanting to double, and instead I'm going to cut in half. But once she started to keep in mind the big picture, what she intended from her heart, she saw that then she could go back to work, take the course she always wanted to take, and once she graduated from there, she started her own business and then double her income. So sometimes it's not because we intend something. If something is very important for us, it may take longer to manifest. Do not get fooled by the support and the challenge. Both the support and the challenge are there to help you manifest what you would love. And being aware of counter-reaction is very important.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far? Don't be shy. No one? Okay. Why don't you tell us a bit more about Expect Miracles? Like, if, for instance, if someone wanted to buy a car right now or buy a house right now and got nervous and pulled back and said, you know what, the economy's not good. I don't know if I'm going to have my job tomorrow. Ford plant is already shut down. I'm assuming you would say go forward and do it anyway, right?
Well, that's been what I'm doing.
Okay, so why don't you tell us about a time that you felt hesitant but went through with it based on faith and it's turned around for you?
Okay, the first thing I want to say is that the whole title, Expect Miracles, kind of sums up a message here. And that's the idea that you get what you expect. So if you are expecting times to be rough and you're paying attention to the media, which is feeding right into your brain more scarcity and fear thoughts, you will expect more scarcity and fear in the universe, and you will attract more scarcity and fear experiences. So the whole title sums up the idea that when you expect miracles, you start to look around and you will find them. We always find evidence for what we believe. So if you believe that the law of attraction is garbage, you believe that there are no miracles, you will find on the internet with your friends stories in the newspaper, the evidence it's not real. But if you believe that, oh, miracles are true, the law of attraction says you can have anything you want if you change your internal vibration and your beliefs, you will find evidence for that. So what's really real? What's really real is your mindset, your expectation. I have the mindset right now that despite what the media says about the economy, what people say in the States about the stocks falling, about our concern about our president or our next president, back in the States, of course, I think all of that will send you into a tailspin, and you will not attract what you want because you're focused on what you don't want. So I focus on what I want. Some of you know that follow me on my blog or my website or wherever you follow me, that I just bought a $400,000 car. And I bought it on the day of the greatest stock drop in U.S. history, in current history. So here I am. The rest of the world is saying, don't spend your money. The banks are going to be losing or closing up. Be fearful. And I'm out there driving around a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a handmade, unbelievably fantastic luxury car. Now, I'm doing that now because I expect miracles. This is my mindset. But you asked me, Sanjay, about a time when I didn't quite have that. I do know that for the longest time, I was homeless at one point, I was in poverty for the longest time. I did a lot of work on myself by reading books, by doing some self-reflection, by working on my beliefs the best I could. Thank God for the public libraries, because that's where I went and got information to change the inside of me. And I was driving cars that were breaking down, and it was destroying me and my life and my self-esteem. And I remember thinking to myself, what kind of car do I want? Beginning the whole process of what am I going to attract into my life? Knowing, fearfully, that it may not happen, because I was still not convinced it would work. But I was putting my toes in the water, saying, I wonder if this will work. Let me try it out. And I tell the whole story in the book, The Attractor Factor.